Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty serious show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me get into this topic here. So as you guys know, the news yesterday dropped that OJ Simpson passed away at the age of 76 due to a battle that he had with cancer. Now, if you know anything about OJ Simpson, he became one of the most polarizing figures in media after the alleged 1994 murder trial, where he murdered allegedly his ex-wife and her lover, right, in a jealous rage. Ultimately, he went to court and he was acquitted by the justice system, something that a lot of people felt like was wrong, and that they felt like the jury let him off, all of this stuff, right? And various people have had thoughts about OJ over the years, including Shannon Sharpe, who used to be on Undisputed. And during his time on Undisputed, he's had some very, very strong thoughts about OJ, especially when we found out he was going to be getting out of prison after the incident that he had with his memorabilia and all of that stuff, right? So yesterday, they were discussing his passing on Nightcap between himself and Chad Johnson. So they were there talking. And they were essentially reacting to people like Stephen A. Smith and others who were basically happy for the fact that he's passed away. And some people have expressed their how happy they are, like good riddance and all of that. Stephen A. Smith said the Lord will deal with him and all of that, all of those different things. And essentially Shannon Sharpe and these guys were basically going after these people for basically like wishing death upon the guy and being happy that the guy passed away. So for those of you who didn't hear what Shannon and Chad had to say, they want to play what they had to say for you now, and then want to come back and react to their comments. Take a listen to what they had to say there.
But Caitlyn Jenner tweeted, very tacky, very distasteful.
Yes.
Basically what it said was good riddance. No matter what you think of someone, Ocho, you don't celebrate someone's death.
You never do that. You never do that. It's one thing about God. God don't play. You don't celebrate nobody's death. Even if you despise that person based on personal issues y'all might have gone through. Now you have to remember. Now, OJ, murder, the case, he was acquitted, but obviously was tried in the civil case. Now also, again, God don't like ugly. If I'm not mistaken, brother, Caitlyn Jenner also had an issue. 2015, fatal car accident. Killed somebody.
What? Hold on. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no, she didn't. Now, everything in the OJ, people allegedly he killed Nicole Brown Simpson
yes, sir.
And Ronald Goldman.
Yes, sir.
He went on trial. 12 men and women. A jury of his peers says we don't believe he did it.
Yes, sir.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
They acquitted him. He went to trial on the civil charges. He was convicted. So you mean to tell me there's no denying that at the hands of Caitlyn Jenner, someone lost their life?
Yes,
so
sir.
how would she feel? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't recall her spending not one day in jail.
Yes, sir.
But you say good riddance. You happy for the death. You know, God don't like, my grandma used to always say when I was a little boy, Ocho, God don't like ugly.
No.
Sometimes he don't like pretty.
Yeah.
You better be careful.
You got to be careful because you never know when your time is up. Every time we born, we all come with an expiration date. Now, we don't know when that day is, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to speed it up because the tongue is powerful. If you're going to celebrate somebody else, listen, if you're going to celebrate somebody else's death, now you got to be careful. And God can show you better than he can tell you.
Yes.
So you heard what they had to say there. What are my thoughts on their commentary? Well, the part about them, about the people not celebrating his passing and being happy about it, there are a few ways to look at it. Number one, there are a lot of people that felt like OJ got off. Some of them felt that maybe the prosecution wasn't strong enough, and the defense team with Johnny Cochran and then the rest of them, they just were able to basically save him, right? And a lot of people feel like it's something that he's had coming to him for a long time. That's why a lot of people were, you know, after he had the issue with his memorabilia and all of that, the judge basically threw the book at him. A lot of people felt like the judge came down so hard on him because of the 1994 trial that he got away with. Like, we finally got him now, right? So there are obviously always going to be people that feel like, hey, good riddance, right? Now, there are people that do relish in when their adversaries perish. There are people that actually get very, very hyped, like, this guy that I'll be so happy that the day that he's gone, and then you find out that the day that he's gone, you start celebrating. Now, Chad Johnson brought up something about not celebrating that kind of stuff, and he was speaking from a biblical standpoint. Why? Because in the Bible, the Lord warns us of relishing in moments where he's disciplining our adversary. So essentially, God doesn't like it that, for instance, let's say someone is bothering you, and then God begins to deal with them, right, and handle that battle for you. If you start to relish and enjoy the fact that that person is being dealt with, is going through pain for the stuff that they went through you, if in your heart you begin to enjoy that, then the Lord will remove his wrath upon that person and put it on you, because you're not supposed to relish in that. That's from a biblical standpoint, right? But obviously, a lot of people are not Christians, and maybe some people who are Christians may not know that, or maybe they may just decide to overlook that aspect of the Bible. But to hear Shannon Sharpe, who has had some very, 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 very strong positions against OJ, especially for how OJ shunned the black community, and I remember him going off on him on Undisputed with that day. Even Rob Parker was there on that show. To hear him kind of come to the defense of him, it seems like Shannon was indifferent. I don't think Shannon celebrated his passing, but I think it struck a chord with him to see other people like Stephen A. Smith and others relishing in his passing. Is it something that you control? Well, absolutely not, because human beings are human beings, right? You can't control how people are going to feel about a particular subject matter. People have the right to feel how they want to feel. I just think that you have a moment in which these gentlemen are pushing back and saying, wait a minute, you guys shouldn't be celebrating too much. This is in a moment of celebration. But of course, maybe the victims' families, they will obviously feel some level of vindication. But that's different, because that's the victim's family, right? The alleged victim's family. So, or who lost their daughter. So to me, once again, I'm just surprised by it. You notice I'm not getting too much into this case because, one, I wasn't even old enough to follow it. I was only 7 years old, so I don't really have much to say except what I've read about it, what I've seen, various series on it, etc. But I thought it'd be interesting to present this to the audience. And once again, I'm surprised that Shannon took this position, given how strongly he spoke against OJ. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.